O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new 2024 RDX, $419 a month during our 16th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new 2024 MDX, $469 a month during our 16th anniversary sale.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Take a journey to our Caribbean paradise at Toyota of Hollywood. Get in the groove with great deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a Corolla, not 24,000, just 17,975. You'll be cruising and chilling with super low 2.99% financing. Feel the rhythms of the Caribbean today at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, welcome aboard, baby. It is time to rock and roll. We are live. As always, it's Thursday. We are at Hialeah Park and Casino, loosest slots in the state. Okay, I said slots, not sluts. Slots, not sluts. Okay, I know you horny bastards are looking for some loose sluts. Happy slut hunting there. But anyway, but if you're slot hunting, we got you covered here at Hialeah Park. Downstairs, it's like, I don't know, like 900 machines, some crazy ass number, some killer machines too, man. All that good stuff. You got to go check it out. So if you're a slot player, if the honey likes to play the slots, Hialeah Park, that's where you can actually take advantage. And of course, all the poker tables here and TVs everywhere. They're serving you food. The lovely ladies bringing you the food and drinks while you're just kicking back, watching whatever games are going on, races around the country. I mean, it's the life that you want to live. That's all. So come on down and join us here at Hialeah Park. And of course, always tell them that Big O sent you. By the way, we've got $100 for you. You go through the Hialeah Park website, or you use our QR code that's right there, and you open up your account. Remember, if you do already have a Hard Rock account, don't use the same phone number or email. Use a completely different one. That way you can get your no regret first bet. So you make your bet and you get your $100 and you're off and running. And if you come here and you open it personally and you show the cashier, she's going to give you another 50 so you can play right here in the casino. So lots of ways to win here at Hialeah Park. So we got some stuff to talk about. It's kind of a slow day today, man. There's no news like major news on the Dolphins side, except of course the Rivers Pub. Okay, which that is one of hopefully a few other trips that we're going to take. Spoke to Billy, which is really cool. Owner is there. Oh, look at you. Look at you. You already have a Rivers Pub billboard. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is fantastic. All right, man. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I like it. And I believe Kelly, Billy and Kelly, who run the Rivers Pub, we're gonna be there for the Bills game. All right. So now I'm working with the NYC Dolphin Club so we can try to broadcast from the MetLife takeover, because that's been one of our bucket lists on the show. I wanted to go, we've broadcasted from Slattery's in Manhattan, and that would be cool, but going back and forth, anybody that knows, that would be a mission. If we could broadcast the pregame show from the MetLife takeover, postgame would be at Slattery's, and hopefully the people at Slattery's, I'm sure they'll be kind enough to host us to go do it there, because we did it last time and we had a nice crowd at Slattery's, and we met with a bunch of you Dolphin fans out there, because there's a bunch of Dolphin fans in the New York area, dude. They're already responding to me on Twitter for the Rivers Pub stuff. So we'll make it a mix, right, where we can broadcast live. The trick is, since we have video, see, as you're watching, what I want to do is, remember what we did in the Hall of Fame? When Zach was inducted into the Hall of Fame, we organized a Dolphin chant out there, Miami Dolphin fight song and all that, and we did it right around the Shula bust, remember? Well, that was one of our things, and we did it. The other thing that I've always wanted to do, since I've watched the greatest Dolphin event, I think, that takes over in a pregame, is that MetLife takeover. That thing is, the only thing is, if you go to heaven, which is, of course, Hard Rock Stadium, then, of course, that's Dolphin heaven. That's the mothership. But if you're going to leave the mothership, the one that I've seen pregame that is super impressive is that MetLife takeover. And Sean knows, and rest in peace, Bill, before, one of the things I've always wanted to do is broadcast live from the MetLife takeover. So our challenge, and so the guys in New York now, and ladies, their challenge is to figure out if we can broadcast video live from the MetLife takeover. And so, we're going to need a mobile tower and that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they do that in New York or Jersey, that is, right? Because that's Jersey. So that kind of stuff. So we need help there. That's what in NorCal and the people at NYC Dolphins are trying to make it happen. So we're working on that. If that fails, unfortunately, then the possibility is we may do the Houston game or Indianapolis. Indy's really easy because everything's so centralized in Indy. And then, of course, NorCal and company are working to get us out west, which, I don't want to jinx it or anything, Sean, but there's a good chance we're in Seattle, apparently. There's a good chance that, we might be in the LA one. We don't know yet, but the Seattle one, NorCal thinks he might be able to make it happen, and NorCal. That crazy sumbitch makes everything happen, okay? He is amazing.
Two things about NorCal.
Yes, sir.
Burpees, and Dolphins fans.
And Dolphins. That's it. That's what it's all at. Well, and puff, pass. You've got a puff, pass. Sharing is caring. That's what he is. He's a sharer.
You're like Nor Puff Puff Pascal.
Yeah, NorCal is like the facilitator of fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. He's a facilitator of fun. That's the way he rolls. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Yeah, I saw Shelley Duvall passed away. Olive oil and Popeye, and then of course Jack's back. Yeah. Here's Johnny, The Shining. So yes. I saw that. Rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. I saw that. So that, just in case, if you live in the Buffalo, Rochester area, I know Rajan's going to be there. I know Lisa is going to be there. She's going to try to drag her friend there, she told me. I already got some guy named Diesel on Twitter and all that. Yeah. That's it.
We'll put Kevin Nash on the paper as attending. Let's see how that works out for us.
Yes, exactly.
Diesel.
Let me see. I think it's like Diesel or something like that. He reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, man, you're going to be at the Rivers Pub." And I'm like, yeah, of course. We're going to be rocking and rolling, bro. We're going to have a good time out there. I'm trying to see where the hell his thing is. There's always a lot of tweeting going on our timeline. So you got Len Diesel. There he is. Len Diesel 21. Big O, you're doing a pre and post game show at my boys' bar in Niagara Falls for the Bins Phils game. It's a Dolphins bar, so we're going to all be there. Love your stuff and look forward to meeting you. There you go. Look forward. By the way, we're going to bring Big O Show shirts to that event for giveaways. So all that good stuff. So we'll have some fun. Like we did, we gave away stuff in Vegas.
Yes.
For the draft. We brought Big O Show shirts and we gave them away in Vegas. For those of you there, these will be a little bit more stylish because there's some of the new ones that we have. Which, of course, if you want to support the channel, by the way, we have some merchandise on our channel. So please check it out there at. And by the way, the link is here on YouTube. It's bigoradioshow.myshopify.com. The link is also on our Instagram page, and it's posted on our Twitter page at times throughout our timeline and all that good stuff, so you can find it. But it's here on the YouTube page. So if you're watching on YouTube, where all our links are, what is it, the community part, right? Is that it is? The links, and it's there. You'll see the links for our merch shop. And there's the QR code, which you can use the QR code with your phone. Hit it on photo, hit the QR code, hit the link that pops up, and you're in our merchandise shop. You can bookmark it and save it and visit it every once in a while if there's anything new. We are working on a couple of other things, but the 305 shirts are out. The Blind Ass Fan shirts are out. Bring the old logo, bring the old Fins logo back shirts. So check it out. Appreciate it. The Bitcoin shirts. The Big O Show hats. So all kinds of stuff. Oh, the dry fit stuff too. Also. There you go. All right, let's do a little roll call. Steven Gonzalez is in the house. Ray Sosa in. Yeah, they soccer, it's I obviously I've been watching Copa and watching the Euros. Unfortunately, we have levels of Neanderthal. Okay? And no sport has more Neanderthals than football, soccer. There's more fighting and just stupidity that goes on in the stands in soccer, and it's by miles. Ed Kaplan once went to a game where I don't know how they did it, but they threw a motorcycle from the second floor to the first floor in the stadium. First of all, I don't know how you got the motorcycle in there. And he was at a match, I think, in like Argentina or something.
Looser security back then too.
This is, I guess 25 years ago. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been doing this for a long time. And so I just remember him telling the story. We were at Wins together, and he was telling the story, and I was just losing my mind. And and they throw flares and stuff and bags of pee. And so, listen, you're a soccer fan, just a pure soccer fan, and you take this as insults.
Too bad, bro. This is a very brutally honest show. So there's like DEF CON. DEF CON 1, you're on war, right? Not DEF CON 5. Right, it's the reverse, right? So DEF CON 1 is soccer fans. Worldwide, really not in the MLS. MLS soccer fans are really, they're a little bit more mellow. But overall, there's more dumbasses in soccer than in any sport. Then comes American football. I mean, that is right behind soccer. American football is loaded with the dumbest fans that exist out of all fans. You have the more Neanderthal fans in football that just, a couple beers, couple of shots, and they're just, diving on tables that are lit on fire. I mean, the examples of watching Rams fans fighting with Niners fans, and, the examples are there. DEF CON 2 is the NFL. Okay? All right. Then DEF CON 3. What sport do we go with DEF CON 3? Because it's like a huge drop-off. Right? Like the NBA, what are we going to do? Malice in the Palace and a couple other things, but it's not really. Baseball would be number 3 probably, right? Because they put, like, in the West Coast, they put you in a coma. Dodgers and Giants, you have some Neanderthals there. But those
are mostly the fighters, right? Like the celebrities that are like when they're showing the fights. Is it not the fans fighting?
I don't know. Is that big enough to even include in the whole thing?
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So WNBA's out too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's nothing going on. Golf, nothing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Scotty Scheffler, baby.
Or Tiger and his ex-wife or something. But outside of that, not a lot really is going on with golf. But it's amazing. Soccer and football has the dumbest idiots that you find in the stands. Like, I'm not telling you it's not going to break out in basketball. Baseball, actually, now that I think about it, the West Coast especially, I don't know. Those people are kind of crazy. What is wrong with you people in the West Coast, by the way? Anyway, so it must be a Newsom in the air. Anyway, it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird thing over there in the West Coast. But it's just soccer and football. I am not surprised with the level of stupidity. I'm not surprised with the level of being just an outright Neanderthal. I'm not saying all of you out there, you know what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, those of us that are soccer fans, those of us that are football fans, we have to admit, brother, we got a percentage of our fans that are they're just stupid people, bro. They're just animals. They happen to be upright and walking on 2 legs, but they really should be on all 4s somewhere locked up in a jungle somewhere. Seriously. And that's what you see in soccer, and that's what you see in the NFL. DEF CON 1 and DEF CON 2. That's what it is. Unfortunately, and it's become part of the risk. And you almost yesterday, Uruguayan fans, Solana. I was just listening to Crowder and Hockman coming in, and Solana apparently got beat up. Apparently his dad, 70-year-old man, got pushed down the stairs and stuff. I mean, that's just animals, bro. What are you doing pushing a 70-year-old man? Too much aguardiente. It's just animals, bro. Animals. And so the Uruguayan fans you saw that game yesterday? It was a sea of yellow. You couldn't find light blue in there. No, they took over the stadium. It was Colombia. Okay? Forget about Uruguay. A couple fans showed up for Uruguay, and they were like, oh, shit. We're screwed. And, and sure enough, but DEF CON 1, Futbol. DEF CON 2, the NFL. And you can bank on it that every season, every week in the NFL, you're going to see a whole bunch of stupid shit in the stands. I'm going to go MLB is 3. In a weird, or no, wait a minute. College football is 3. Yeah, no, college football is bad. No, college football is bad. Yeah, no, college football is DEFCON 3. And then we go with baseball, DEFCON 4. And then the rest, forget about it. Everybody's, NBA, basketball, golf, WNBA. They're all DEFCON 5. All DEFCON 5. MLS, DEFCON 5. Yes.
Let me add to the Neanderthal.
Yes.
Listen here.
Oh, wrestling? No way.
Listen. If the Dolphins win a playoff game, all right? The Dolphins win when the Dolphins win a playoff game. Let's put it that way.
Oh, this year when they win many playoff games.
You can put me through a table.
No, I'm not doing
on
that.
video. Me and you during our show, you put me through a table.
First of all,
when the Dolphins win a playoff game, when they go to the Super Bowl,
well, that's what we'll be there.
We'll raise the stakes then too.
We'll be there too.
When they win the playoff game, you put me through the table during our show.
This is the year. Just get me a damn healthy team at the end and watch how everything's different and people stop talking shit. That's the part that everybody feeds into negativity. I see it right now in crypto where Bitcoin's been going sideways for 4 months and people feed into the FUD and all of that. Oh, it's going to go down to 30. No, you moron. What? Don't you see the institutional money coming in? Don't buy the FUD, bro. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's what FUD is. And it's the same thing here because we have had such a horrible stretch for 30-something years, 40 years, that we really rarely ever win in the playoffs, rarely get to the playoffs the last 25 years. It's just like everything is thrown here. And if you look at the last 2 years, you get to the playoffs with a broken team every time. And so that's why just give me a healthy team at the end. And all those naysayers, half of them will say, oh no, I told you. No, I knew that they were going to be good. And all. It's all the same phony bullshit that I've seen my entire life. You know, they have the opportunity. They have the team. They just need a goddamn couple of breaks, bro. That's all it is. Just a couple of breaks. Yes, sir.
Listen here, burpee man.
Oh, what happened?
If you want to take me on at halftime of the Super Bowl when the Dolphins are in the Super Bowl, me and you, NorCal, it's on.
You can't,
brother.
We can't do that. Then both of you are missing the damn Super Bowl, and the Dolphins are in the Super Bowl. This has to be after post-game.
I'll take it easy on them.
You know,
take it easy on me, NorCal, please. Take it easy on me.
You know, this has to be after, bro. Come on. Jesus. We need you guys, to watch the damn game. You know what I'm saying? Jeff in Long Island is there. He's in the pool chilling, the heat wave. Oh, yes. Getting that heat wave. Brooklyn Rob. Gus 1388. Frankie Fresco. Powerhouse Columbia with a victory. Not yet. You got to win Copa to be a powerhouse, Frankie. Because you haven't won anything in forever. So you've got to win something. Now, I will say this. I favor Columbia in this game. I favor Columbia. They have been the more explosive team. Okay? They have some wildcats on that team, bro. They got some speed on that team. They got some athleticism on that team. So I'm not going to be shocked if Columbia wins, but they better not choke. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, before you will get the official power. We're back to powerhouse if you win the Copa. If you choke the Copa, oh, yeah, give Frankie a victory. Give him an aguardiente and give him a victory cigar. Now, they say if you're not Dutch, you're not much, right? But yesterday, they weren't enough. Yeah, Thomas Rangen. We love Thomas Rangen. He's Dutch, and he would always say, if you're not Dutch, you're not much. So that saying will always stick with me working with Thomas. But anyway, so yesterday, obviously, Netherlands lost to England 2-1. So our English friends, because I know we have English friends watching all the time on the show, because we do have the Dolphins UK Nation. Obviously in studio, you'll see the UK Nation sticker behind us. By the way, for you Dolphin clubs, if you get the sticker to me for your Dolphin club, we'll post it in our studio so you guys can get some exposure there and get some love. Anyway, let's give England a victory cigar. There you go. Nice job. Nice job. The Heat last night with a victory over the amazing Bronny and the Lakers, 80-76, baby. Do it. Oh, Team USA, give them a victory cigar. What the hell, right? What the hell, yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Team USA loses to Canada. Oh, my God. Wrap that shit up and send it home already. Anyway, NorCal is in. I see Coach AJ. Oscar Rojas is in Melbourne. Nepotism is alive and well. Bronny can't even hang in the Summer League and the G League yet. He took another young man's place in position. Well, that's how it is. You want to sign LeBron? Lakers were desperate to keep LeBron. You have to sign my son and give him a 4-year contract guaranteed. And so he gets an $8 million deal guaranteed, and he doesn't even belong in the league. He wasn't even worthy of getting drafted. But that's how it goes. Daddy got him there. So look, man, it's not that I'm cynical, but I am, I guess. How most of these guys all fail. If you're Michael Jordan's kid, if you're Ted Williams' kid, if you're Pete Rose's kid, if you're Alonzo Highsmith's kid, it doesn't matter who you are, dude. If you're Ray Lewis's kid, whatever, 99% of the time, you never live up to your dad. And then even less that you become like Ken Griffey Jr. or Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, that you become better than your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, but it's also so rare. But you've got a better chance if the player wasn't that great. Like, Michael Thompson was solid, but Klay Thompson became a great player. Kobe Bryant's dad was a bench player, and then he's a great player. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference there. But the great players, their sons, man, it's hard. It's the Mannings of the world are just, it's few and far between. Yeah.
No, I was going to ask you because I never got a chance to I saw the end of Ken Griffey's career, senior.
But
was he a star?
No, he wasn't a star.
He was a solid player. They were
solid
all those guys, like you said, were like Klay Thompson, that was solid players.
Michael Thompson,
they weren't necessarily superstars. Well,
I would say Ken Griffey Sr. was a little better than Michael Thompson was as a player. Michael Thompson was a really good role player. I remember watching Ken Griffey Sr. was a solid starter. Starter. Okay. But he wasn't a star.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was getting at. Like,
Junior was a super
you're not talking like LeBron James and then that's son, as you're saying now.
That's Bronny, bro.
The ones that have done it, I guess Peyton would be
Jared Payton couldn't live up to Walton.
Yeah, exactly. But like Peyton Manning would the Manning family would probably
Peyton and Eli and Archie. Yeah, and now the other kid is coming up. Arch. So, that's so freakish.
It's not often.
That shit just doesn't exist, dude. That just doesn't exist because the breeding was perfect. It wasn't just about ability. It was the breeding that's been going on in that family constantly. dude, you know, sometimes when you meet Jalen Waddle and then you see what Jalen Waddle's all about, you're like, something happened in that guy's family because he's like standout. You know what I'm saying? You can tell those kind of people. Did you ever see Ken Griffey Jr. hit women or DUI? No, because he had the right upbringing. That, you know, some have it. When you have it, you have it. It is what it is. And so, yeah, Senior knew how to bring up his kid, and then his kid was better. But the guys or the women that have to follow the greatest ones, like your Venus is your Serena's kid, you're fucked, bro. Your Agassi and Steffi's kid, bro, don't even go to tennis. Just don't bother. Just stay away from freaking tennis. And I think apparently Agassi and Steffi's kids have not. We don't know anything about tennis with them, right? Why would they? Why would they? You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it, dude. It's just not worth it. And it happens all the time in business. The man that grows up or woman that grows up and creates a great business and then wants to pass it on to their kids, 99% of the time, those spoiled ass kids aren't ready to take over the business, and they're either going to ruin it or the adult says, yeah, you're not built for this. I'm hiring somebody else, or I'm selling the damn business, and here, have some money and get the hell out of my face. You know, don't ruin what I made. You know, that kind of stuff. This happens all the time. So Bronny, my expectations are that Bronny will be the same failure that most of these kids are, like Pippen's kid, or I could just go on and on and on and on and mention Junior, whatever name Junior, and it was a failure. It was just an utter failure, you know? So Bronny gets a free ride, and then and by the way, he pisses off the Lakers players. That's what happens. Lenny Pena, Ray Sosa, what's going on there? You got some news there or something? Okay.
I looked up to see what their kids were actually doing. One's a pretty good baseball player, Jaden, I guess. I don't know if he's Jaden Agassi or however.
Okay, so he went to baseball.
Yeah, but they said the couple purposely took them away from tennis.
Good.
One, because they knew what it was, and they said, second, you don't see many second generational players make it. So
no, it's just torture for them, dude. Now you got to live up to Andre Agassi's. You're the kid, and now you got to live up to Andre Agassi. Oh, and Andre Agassi had flair and all that. And then, so do you have flair like Andre Agassi? Do you play like Andre Agassi? Are you the freak of athletic nature that Steffi Graf was? She was the innovator. She was the woman that started, you know, taking workouts to the next level. Do you play like her? You know, and oh man, you don't want to follow that, bro. You don't want to follow that. Any of us that know anything about the history of tennis, we sit and dream of Serena versus Steffi, because those, in my eyes, those are the two greatest tennis players of all time. And those are the two forces that I would give anything to see. But those ladies can produce whatever offspring, and none of them are going to come close to who they were. Forget about it. And it's just a torture to put those kind of kids through that. Yeah.
You know, the other thing, too, is like the expectations, I think, that some people put on them thinking, oh, they're going to be LeBron. They might not be LeBron, but they might be good enough to be, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about Bronny.
Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Using Bronny as an example.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
You're not Tim Hardaway. You're not going to the Hall of Fame, dude. Yeah. But you're a good player. You could use Tim Hardaway off the bench.
Yeah, but was he
in that way? You definitely want to use Tim Hardaway against the Heat. That's for damn sure, Junior.
But was he brought in with the same, like, I mean, I understand.
No, he didn't come in with that hype.
With all the things that, like, that hype that, like, nobody's watched this kid. He's played, 60 minutes?
No,
but he's at USC and everything, and it's like.
Oh, you're talking about Bronny, yes.
Yeah, because you're comparing him to what LeBron has done, and it's like.
Right.
And again.
But your example was Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah. Okay.
Who is a son of a Hall of Famer and is a good player. And like, dude, Tim Hardaway Jr. has always belonged in the NBA.
Mm.
He earned everything he got. He didn't get there because of Tim Hardaway Sr.'s name. Tim Hardaway Sr. didn't get him a job. That's LeBron that does that cowardly shit.
That's where I think Bronny's on. No matter what, unless he is LeBron, it's a failure.
Yeah, no, it's
no matter what he does, he's going to be a failure because of the situation.
Because you didn't let him grow on his own, bro. Let him fail on his own. Let him find out he can't even make it out of high school or college. And now you go and do something else is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur Sanders is trying to do that now. He has to live up to Dion, bro. And so far,
least he's done it on the other side of the ball. The other son is trying to be a defensive back. Like,
right.
Dude, you're set up for failure, bro.
Yeah.
At least as a quarterback, you could be a little bit different. You differ a little bit, whereas the other son's playing defensive back. It's like,
but you have a chance at least to become a solid player, at least. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough dynamic.
And the other thing too, when you look at it, is like, Dion basically brought his sons to the college game as you there, but he's not forcing anybody to take his kids. Like, hey, that's my son, and this and that. And he's showing that his son can win at certain, at games and things like that.
Shedeur is accurate as a mofo, bro.
and he's impressed in scouts in other ways. So it's not just
Dion
being like, I'm going up this way and I'm bringing my kid with me, and
I like
the
him.
kids earned it.
Oh yeah, no, he's accurate, bro.
Yeah,
he's accurate. To me, that's half the battle already. Once you're accurate, if you're smart, if you have ball placement, anticipatory skills, a lot of the things why I love Tua, you're in. Our problem in this world is people's definition of a quarterback. They don't understand the position. And they think just because you're 6'5", you're going to be a great quarterback. Just because you can throw it 100 miles an hour, you'll be a great quarterback. And just because I can run for a first down, you'll be a great quarterback. No, dude, those are extra things. That'll make you a better quarterback. But you're still not a great passer or a great quarterback if you can't do the other things I talked about. If you can't be accurate, if you can't put the ball where it's supposed to be, not where it makes the receiver stop, turn around, take a hit, end their career, whatever it is, that kind of stuff. All these kind of things are incredibly important to being a great quarterback. A lot of times, like I'll sit there with some of my buddies or whatever, and then we'll be watching a game. Oh, good pass. And I'll say, no. And he goes, no, he completed. I said, no, dude. No, that wasn't a good pass. That was a great play by the receiver. He came back, had to turn around and grab an inside pass where the DB was coming. He was supposed to put it on the outside. Oh, you're being picky. No, dude, you don't understand. If he puts it to the outside, he leads the receiver. And then all of a sudden now, instead of stopping to get the ball and getting tackled or possibly an incompletion or a turnover because you're throwing him behind, you're leading him. You've got more yardage, possibly a first down, or even more than a first down. You know what it is. And so then, these are things that people just don't think about. But the guy that's accurate is the guy that usually is the one that's leading your receiver to more yardage, leading your receiver out of trouble. The inaccurate guy is the guy that puts it where your receiver can get absolutely freaking clocked, like we used to see with 17 here all the time. Or he's airballing it over and under and all that stuff, which you see with Josh Allen all the time, or Lamar Jackson, who's also an inaccurate quarterback, and it can't be accurate, can't really, will he and Josh Allen make amazing throws at times? Yes, they're amazing athletes. Are they great passers? No, hell no. Because the spray factor will always be in their game, and they can't eliminate it. They're years into their careers already, and they still spray the hell out of the ball. That's why their legs have to be part of the game. They'll never be great passers. But fans fall in love with them because of their legs and because of the wow plays. But notice there's no wow trophy in the case. I wonder why that is. It's interesting. It's interesting. A lot of people don't understand the quarterback position. They just fall in love with fantasy stats. Welton Rayom, by the way, a proud sponsor of our program, 954-966-4646. That is the number, and we are in storm season. And as you know now, we're learning a lot of things, right? We're learning that storms affect us when it comes to water damage. We get flash floods all of a sudden, and it could affect our homes. It could affect our condos. Surge from the seas if you live on the coast. We also see when it comes to lightning, when it comes to wind, at 40 miles an hour, 40-mile-an-hour winds sometimes already starts to cause roof damage. A lot of people don't realize that. And then you get this little leak, and you see a brown spot, and you start seeing brown spots in your roof, and you start wondering what the hell is going on. And you don't realize that little 40-mile-an-hour wind, that little gust, ended up lifting up a tile, loosening up something. All of a sudden, now you got a leak. And folks, that's where you call Welton Realm. They send their adjusters, and they find out, okay, wait a minute, that your neighbor had a busted pipe, and all the water went into your kitchen and into your living room, and what's the damage on your wall, and it damaged some of your furniture, whatever. And they assess and then they call the insurance company. You never have to call the insurance company. You're not dealing with them. Welton Realm's going to deal with it. They're going to crush them. You're going to visit Welton Realm to pick up your check. So it doesn't matter where you live in Florida. Call them 954-966-4646. They've been with us for years. So many of our listeners have called for all kinds of things, from bankruptcy cases. A lot of people now are having issues with bankruptcy now, using their credit cards, and sometimes they're cashing out their 401ks. It's just, unfortunately, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injuries, whether you fall or whether you car accidents, boating accidents. They have called for Welton Realm, 954-966-4646. All right. Ocala Joe, listening and smashing the like button while mowing my yard, 106 degrees. Damn. But he's doing it for exercise, right? Because whales don't do that. Whales hire people to do the landscaping, you know what I mean? So he's probably just trying to get in some exercise. I got it. Chris Wilson Fishing. Rosendo says, may your Thursday be filled with powerful blessings and insightful moments, embraced with gratitude, allowing wisdom to guide your steps and strengths to overcome challenges. Thank you, sir. Bill's fake crowd noise. Skylar Tipton, how do you think the Olympic men's basketball team stacks up against the Dream Team? It's different eras, Listen, give me the Dream Team in their peaks, because Larry Bird wasn't at his best. I mean, if you know that, if you understand the Dream Team, Magic Johnson was in the latter part of his career at that time. So was Larry Bird and stuff. So that was kind of a senior team in some aspects. And then the younger guy was Michael, actually. But give me Olajuwon and Bird and Magic and Michael all in their prime. And you can take any of the ones here now too, and I'll take the Dream Team every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Let's put it that way. Okay? They don't know what Hakeem Olajuwon is like. They have no idea in today's NBA what that's like. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no. Yeah. The big men in those days, that's some scary shit, dude. I'll take that. And then give me, of course, the most ruthless mofo on the planet in Michael Jordan. I'm good. Lewis is congratulating Colombia. They showed a lot of heart. James Rodriguez is fantastic. Hopefully Hero grows up like that. That's funny. If Hero was Hamas, he would have already been Hamas. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you're that guy already. You just you do it constantly and he just doesn't. You know? So what else do we have going on? Bunch of folks. Chad is in the house. Argentina has experience. I think it's a coin toss who's going to win. Yeah, for sure. With Argentina, I mean, are we going to be shocked that Argentina wins? Of course not. Definitely not. Dr. Rudy Jackson says you're absolutely correct about accurate QBs. I mean, dude, it's like I said the other day. Tom Brady can't move. Peyton Manning can't move. Breeze can't move. You know what I'm saying? All these guys are successful. But when they weren't the few days that they weren't well, what would they say? Oh man, the line didn't block well and you got to them. And because they can't move. And when you could get to Brady here especially here in Miami, that he would lose some games here in Miami. Why? Because Jason Taylor and these guys were all over his ass. And that's how Marino couldn't move. Marino could slide for half a step. You know, that's the story of this game. The guys the best passers and the best quarterbacks, while Pat Mahomes can run, he doesn't run like Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson, and he doesn't run like Josh Allen, and those guys have to run. In order to be good quarterbacks, they have to run. Pat Mahomes runs when there's no choice. But he's going to kill you. He's going to absolutely assassinate you from the pocket. And it's the same thing. And that's why I have no concerns with Tua. Block, bro. Block. And the kid will read and pick everything apart. But if you're going to give him 2 seconds, then he has one option. Maybe he can go to his second because he's so damn quick. But outside of that, he doesn't have time, and he learned at least not to hang on. Oh, let me go through 3 and 4 per. No, and he's going to get killed. And Marino did the same thing. My friends used to say, shit, dude, Marino just throws it away. And I would turn to him, I go, bro, Marino has to throw it away. He's going to get killed. He has to live for the next play. Oh, but it's 3rd and 7. Well, it doesn't matter. He gets another chance at it. Oh, no, it's 4th down. Okay, you punt, and then you give him another chance, but you don't want to sack. You don't want to force a turnover. Marino's worst days, see, the beauty of being old is one thing, perspective. It ain't your body because it's falling apart. But everything else, perspective, experience, it helps. You know, and as much as I love Marino and I put him on the pedestal of all pedestals, brother, there were days where he had shitty days. There were days that Marino was forcing the shit out of the football and he was turning it over. And you would go like, damn, come on, Dan. And he was, why? Because he didn't have a goddamn running game. He didn't have a defense that could stop people. And so he would have to force shit. And there were times where Shula benched Marino. It's just not your day, Dan. That existed, by the way. That existed. And he's still the best ever. But even the greatest had some days that he was human. And days where, and brother, the 4 years with Jimmy Johnson, that I was a beat writer, a beat reporter at those days. I was in the locker room every day. I watched that shit every day. That was torturous to watch what Jimmy Johnson did to Dan Marino. So it's a team thing. Everybody's got the quarterback's going to look good because you give Peyton Manning time. If you don't give him any time, he's dead. That's Joe Namath, that's Peyton Manning, that's Drew Brees, that's Baker Mayfield, that's, any quarterback that isn't Eli Manning, any quarterback that isn't a great mover, they've always required an offensive line. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, and he had Dante Scarnecchia, the greatest offensive line coach, arguably, of all time. He's right up there with the Monty Clarks and the, what's the name of the guy that had the Hogs in Washington and Arizona? He went there. He was a head coach, and he's one of those guys that's known as a offensive line guru. Also, whatever, examples. And they helped and Joe Gibbs had him there for a long time, helped him. It's just, that's what this whole thing, it's just people overreact. They overreact. Magic was retired with the Dream. Yeah, they were all old, bro. Some, not all, but some of those guys were old. Michael was the one that was in his prime at that time. That's the guy, there were a couple of those guys that were in their prime and they could carry the load. But the other guys, Barkley was towards the end too. Yeah, man. NorCal says, Big O, say that again so my boy Kurt, the boy, hears you. Block for Tua. Oh, of course. It's funny, right? When the Dolphins were great, right? Why were they great? They ran the shit out of the ball. And Greasy, again, Greasy could scramble some. He could buy some. But Greasy wasn't going to live off his legs either. He threw 7 passes and 1 Super Bowl. It's just, there's this whole thing. It's just, people they really don't understand the quarterback position. They really don't. And then you got to understand the quarterback that you have. Last year, the Ravens tried to make him more of a passer. Now they're going back to running again. He lost weight so he can run. They brought Derrick Henry so he can run. Why? Because the coordinator said, okay, this is who you are. You're not going to win us a Super Bowl with your arm. We saw the stupid decision you make at the end of that AFC Championship game. That's because he can never beat anybody with his arm because he can't consistently do it. Tua can. But does Tua have the running game that Lamar has? No. So it's get the running game going. Stay with it when it's working. That would help out the entire team, and block for the kid, and everything changes. But your offensive line can't be dismantled by the time you get to the playoffs. So you've got like maybe 1 or 2 guys that are healthy. There's no way you're going to survive. No way. And by the way, all those running guys, how many Super Bowls does Jalen Hurts have running? Can you give it to me? How many? How many is it? 0, right? How many does Josh Allen have running?
He doesn't have 0 appearances, right?
He has 0 appearances. How does Lamar Jackson doing running? How's all that doing?
1 playoff win.
Well, 2 and 4.
Right, 2.
2 and 4. It's 2 and 4. If Tua was 2 and 4 in the playoffs, you guys would be firing his ass. You guys wouldn't want him around. Lamar Jackson, everybody loves him, and he's 2 and 4 in the playoffs. So it's all Tua's fault, but it's not Lamar's fault. Okay. I'm checking on all these running quarterbacks. How many championships those running quarterbacks win? because Mahomes is not a running quarterback. He only runs because he has no choice. But he lives off of el cañón, the cannon. That's what he lives off of. Okay? By the way, Acura of Pembroke Pines, they've got it going on right now. They've got their 16th anniversary sale going on. Go see Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, and the amazing people at Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. They're celebrating their 16th anniversary sale. And right now, you can get 3.9% financing for 60 months. You can get the Integra 2024 for $319, the MDX for $479, the ZDX, it's the electric car, man, $499 a month. The ZDX, that thing is awesome. It gets like 320, 330 miles to the charge, man. That is absolutely amazing. So go check out Larry Schlossberg. If you absolutely want to get a great deal, they are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. So, what are you going to do? Drive around the Southeast United States? You're not going to do that. That's a lot of gas. So you just go right there to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. They, of course, are the finest dealership in the business. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. And we're there tomorrow, right? We are there tomorrow, broadcasting live at 10 a.m. So come on out and join us, man. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. What else do we have? All right. By the way, again, just so you know, you don't get crazy on me. As you all know, don't care about the red, don't care about the blue. Okay? I care about my Bitcoin. And I just did you see what Trump said yesterday? This is kind of crazy. So yesterday, he said they hate Bitcoin because they can't control it. I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin. Well, he is now. He wasn't really 2 months ago. But anyway, he says, I will back the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin, which is coming. Countries are going to back their reserves with Bitcoin. It's going to happen. Now you've got companies that are backing their reserves with Bitcoin. You have credit unions that are backing their reserves with Bitcoin. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but if he wins, since right now the opponent looks like he's on life support at this point in time, even George Clooney's asking him to step down. George Clooney says, hey, there isn't an Ocean's 11 that can save your ass and switch you out or something, bro. You need to go. And they don't have anybody to replace him anyways. That was 24, right? Where they replaced the president? You're talking about? You're talking about a show?
The movie. Wasn't it called Dave or something, where he was an actor a comedian that portrayed the president. Like he could mimic the president, and then the president has a medical emergency, and then they brought him in to serve.
That sounds familiar.
I think it was called Dave or something. It was an older movie. I can't remember the name of it, but they pull something off like that. Who can mimic Biden?
Yeah. Oh God.
Like even his look. The look
a
of
cigar
Biden
store mannequin can mimic Biden.
Yeah, I guess. Not the grunts and the actions.
Listen, I don't care who you vote for or whatever, man. I don't like either guy, to be quite honest. But I do like my investments. So I'm just saying, and I know the Republicans are really behind Bitcoin, but I'm just saying, if this really happens and the orangutan gets in and you have Bitcoin, and when America starts trying to buy up as much Bitcoin and open up as many miners as they can, What do you think other nations are going to do? Because all their cash is in deficits too, just like ours. We're at what $34 trillion deficit right now, 35 trillion, I think it is. Just saying, it's crazy. Finally, Biden, all he had to do was not veto that bill. In a campaign year, the moron vetoes that crypto bill. Banks finally said, we want to be custodians for our clients for crypto, because they know that they're going to die if they don't adjust to blockchain and crypto technology. That's where we're all going. Everything is going to be on the blockchain eventually, because all companies, everything can be traced and tracked easier on the blockchain. Everything can be protected. Your logo, your information, everything can be protected better on the blockchain than it can be on the internet. So the blockchain is the future internet. And all he had to do was approve the bill, and that's it. And so that has been a disaster for him. So I'm just saying, because of the way things are turning out, if you are a crypto investor, it is going to turn out better for you as an investor. I'm just talking about your wallet. I'm not talking about socially. I'm not talking about what's going to happen politically. I'm not, all that other stuff, whatever. What can I do if the two parties give us these two guys? Can't do anything about it. But if you're into Bitcoin, if you're into Ethereum and others, Solana, you're not a financial advisor, but man, rate cuts are coming, baby. Rate cuts are coming. Rate cuts are coming. Inflation came in at 3%. Those numbers have been fudged to get there. So, Lewis, no president for me. You know what? Where I'm happy? I'm happy doing my show here with this man here, having some fun. We travel pretty much a lot. We're already got another trip planned for Buffalo and maybe others. We have a good time doing this. I got a great family. I get to go home. I see my daughter every day, my wife. I got my dogs. Got the best people I can possibly have around me. I've been in a pretty good place the last 4 years. Hasn't been easy, on the professional side, not the easiest thing to do what we're doing, but we're getting support, and overall we're blessed. So I feel like I'm really, 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 really lucky overall. What else do we have? All sports are soft now except for hockey. Back in the day, those players are badasses. Dan Marino still has the record of 759 straight passes without being sacked. Give me Marino or Manning or Manning over every other QB that's played the game. Big O question, sir. Do you think if 13 did not allow his pride to take control of or fall in line with Jimmy Johnson's plan like Elway did with Mike, we might have gotten closer? Wow, dude. You have no idea what went on, do you? Like, you have, wow. Man. Let me explain to you what happened there. Okay, first of all, Jimmy Johnson's plan. Jimmy Johnson was a fucking moron, dude. Are we clear on that? The guy that thought maybe John Dutton or traded for Jake Druckenmiller, or that he thought that he could take away all of the, what's it called? Not the playbook, but what's it called? The audibles from Marino. Take away a guy that can't move. Let's take away his receiving running backs. Let's trade away his number one wide receiver. And then let's try to run the Dallas offense without the Dallas line and without the Dallas running back. J.R. Black, my brother. Papa. You drink too much, bro? You view sandwiches short of a picnic or something? He drafted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, Mike Lynn in the Vikings isn't available to you every year to hand you 4,000 picks for Herschel Walker, which helped him in Dallas. You know, J.R. Black, let me explain something to you about the very overrated Jimmy Johnson. He made a great trade, and he made the right picks in Dallas, and he put together one hell of a team, and he won those championships, and he did great. At the University of Miami, he underachieved like a mofo. Okay, he should have won more than just one championship. All right, considering the talent that he put together, he was too stupid to tell Vinny Testaverde not to keep throwing interceptions in the Sugar Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, where he threw 9 interceptions in the 2 biggest games of his career. Yet his head coach knew he had a yellow belly quarterback and yet still allowed the yellow belly quarterback to keep doing it. Just like he came and destroyed the offense around Marino. Did he bring in Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and Surtain and Madison? As good as he was on defense, he was that bad on offense. There is a misconception and a myth that many of you have created of Jimmy Johnson that is inaccurate as hell. He is a riverboat gambler that got lucky at the University of Miami because his stupidity didn't stop him from losing the only one he won. And I saw him with a lot of stupid-ass moves at the University of Miami, and I saw him with a lot of stupid-ass moves with the Dolphins around Dan Marino. Okay? So when it comes to Jimmy Johnson, there's a lot of you, like J.R. Black, that don't know a fucking thing about what you're talking about with Jimmy Johnson. Because you don't know. Okay? You don't know. You just follow some myth, some writers that might have blown some smoke up the ass, but nobody really talks about Jimmy Johnson the way you're supposed to talk about it. And he was an embarrassment every time with the Dolphins when he would get to the playoffs because he destroyed his own offense around the quarterback because the first time he got there, he told Wayne Huizenga, I want to trade Marino, and he told him no. And since he told him no, he was vindictive with Marino, like Brian Flores was vindictive with Tua because he didn't want Tua. Like Mike Shanahan didn't want RG3, and he wanted Kirk Cousins because the owner shoved RG3 down his ass. And he didn't want, Mike Shanahan didn't want any part of RG3. Just like Jimmy Johnson's dumbass didn't want Troy Aikman. If it wasn't for, I always forget his name, bro. Gil Brandt. If it wasn't for Gil Brandt standing on the table and fighting for Troy Aikman, Jimmy Johnson doesn't take Troy Aikman, and there is maybe no dynasty. You have a good team that wins a lot of games like the Bears did with the Ditka and didn't have an offense to get over the top. You know what Jimmy Johnson did? He then drafted Steve Walsh in the compensatory draft in spite of drafting Troy Aikman because he thought that he could win with Steve Walsh. And then when Troy Aikman convinced him he was the guy, he traded Steve Walsh away to the Bears. Bro, the most overrated and most talked about coach is Jimmy Johnson. You people have this image, and you don't have all the information, and you don't know everything that's gone on, and you don't put together all the stupid-ass things that he did throughout his career that could have made him truly legendary. If he just hands it off to Highsmith, he's even truly legendary because he has another championship. If he actually dresses up the Dolphin offense since he found the defense, maybe we're legendary and we get a championship. Bro, J.R. Black, my brother, you don't have an education on this, and you've just been taken to college, and I just handed you a diploma. And I hope you took notes, and I hope you learned your lesson, because the most overrated person that people talk about in this town is Jimmy Johnson. The carajo. Oh, and he left us Dave Wanstead. And he left us Dave Wanstead. Let me say that again. He left us Dave Wanstead, who then destroyed the defense. That the only thing that Jimmy built, he destroyed the defense by not being able to fix the offense. Thanks, Jimmy. Woo! Anyway, unless Bronny, I don't care about Bronny. How would an outsider have known reading Miami Herald and Sun and growing up? Reason I want to know your perspective. Well, I mean, it's just something that, and please make this a segment. The myth that is Jimmy Johnson. That's the label. Please headline this. That rant right there. The myth that is Jimmy Johnson. Oh, there's already 4 of them up there? Okay. All right. Updated. The myth that is Jimmy Johnson. My God, they have blown that guy's image up. Holy shit, man. It is just amazing to me. And it frosts my ass, obviously, because of what he did in Marino. And then how he screwed me as a Canes fan. Because I'm sitting there screaming at the television like, bro, just hand it off to Highsmith, you stupid ass mofo. Him and Cristobal, they own the dumbest decisions I have ever. And Jimmy's number 1, Cristobal's 2. Taking the knee is a split-second one decision. Jimmy Johnson's decision was 8 quarters. Because you saw it for 4 quarters against Tennessee. And then it starts again with Penn State. And you don't do anything about it, bro. I haven't recovered. I'll never recover. Jimmy was hating on Marino, bro, and he hated on Shula. There's another thing, bro. He was bombarding Shula and you know what? Programming my stupid ass, because a lot of us were like, yeah, games past Shula by. Yeah, get rid of the old man. Let's bring in Jimmy because we're going to have Dallas again. What a dumbass I was. But at least I'll admit it. I don't know how many of you will admit it, but I'll admit it. That's the other thing, bro. He was sabotaging the end of Shula's career, too. Please, man. Please. I mean, it's just... Yeah. Anyway. Well, first thing he did was get rid of all the weapons. Yeah, no, I talked about that. Thinking Jimmy Johnson was an elite coach is like thinking Doc Rivers is elite, too. Exactly. Yep. Talking to Jimmy Johnson is like comparing Elizabeth Warren. Yes, exactly. I got you there. Jimmy should never be forgiven for leaving us with Dave Wanstead. Damn him. Yeah, I'm telling you, the things that Jimmy, it's just, but of course, most of the media here has no balls whatsoever. So they just kiss ass. What are we going to do, bro? That's too many, very few people are willing to call it like it really happened. Like it really happened. Dance around all the bullshit. That's what they do, unfortunately. Hey, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The great Alan Blanco. He's a Bitcoin guy, too. He's loading up on that Bitcoin. By the way, you can make a Bitcoin donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. But let's talk about 3A Graphics. And by the way, for those of you that ordered the color shirts, we are getting them next week. So sending them out. Thank God, and thank you for your patience. And we'll have now in stock. So if you order the colored shirts, we're going to be able to send them out right away. Like the white shirts and the hats, we get those out like right away when they come in. Well, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Alan Blanco does excellent work, custom printing and embroidery. Inter Miami and Toronto will be back in action July 17th at 7:30 at the Chase Center. Yesterday, we had some Copa action. We had some Euro action. Let's go first with Colombia. They defeat Uruguay 1-0, 1-0. Colombia got red carded and everything, dude. And they still were the best team, even in the second half. Although our boy Suarez had some choking moments in that game. He should have at least tied it. Okay. Anyway, Sunday, it is Argentina and Colombia, 8 o'clock on Fox. Colombia, by the way, is plus 270 on the money line, and Argentina's plus 125 on the money line. I kind of like Colombia in this one, man. You heard? Colombia plus 270 to Argentina plus 125. I put some money on Colombia here. So, Frankie, if your team doesn't come up big here for me, I'm holding it against you. England, by the way, in the Euros defeated the Netherlands 2-1. Watkins got them out of that hole in the 90th minute. Sunday at 3 o'clock, Spain and England. Spain, by the way, plus 145 on the money line. England plus 235 on the money line. I don't like that because España, Alzuaray, Vasco. We're going, baby. We're crushing England. Spain's winning it. Okay? By the way, Fox killing it, dude. Fox has got Spain, England at 3, and then they've got Argentina, Colombia at 8 o'clock, bro. Fox, dude. Oh, by the way, soccer, it'll never be big in this country. Yeah, no, it'll never grow. I'm 34 years in, and because I'm the guy that, 34 years ago and 30 years ago and 25 years ago and 20 years ago was fighting for soccer and saying, no, don't worry about it, bro. It'll grow. It'll grow. Kids are growing up and they all play soccer and then they like the sport and the FIFA game and look at the MLS with 30 teams and now European soccer is on television all the time and everybody's talking about it, and you were wrong. Those of you that thought that soccer couldn't grow, stadiums out there got some attendance. Anyway, the Heat in Summer League defeated the Lakers 80-76. Kashad Johnson. Is it Kashad? It's Kashad, right? Okay, 21 points yesterday on an efficient 8 of 14 shooting. He also added 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals. Alondes Williams had 21, but not efficient. 9 of 23. When you need 23 shots to get 21 points, that's actually not good. 3 of 8, but he did have 9 rebounds and 2 blocks, so I'll give him that. They finished that set of the Summer League 2-1. Yesterday, did you see Caitlin Clark? Holy shit, dude. The Fever lost to the Mystics 89-84, but Caitlin Clark 29 points, 7 of 14 shooting, very efficient to get to 29 points, 14 shots for 29 points, 5 of 9 from three-point range. She had 5 rebounds. She had 13 assists and 5 steals. She's I know, yeah. I think they said like no rookie has ever put up numbers like this ever in the history of the NBA or something, whatever. Keep thinking that she's not like great, and she's not like the ultimate draw in the WNBA. Like it's just like the ignorance. It's hate, bro. It's bias. It's disgusting, to be quite honest. Yes,
There was a lot of talk about the WNBA yesterday too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because they moved all their games to like noon and times when people were working.
Oh, for the soccer,
the U.S. and the soccer were there, so they patterned their games around, and so
that's very cool.
Yeah, but except for the ones that wanted to go see Caitlin Clark, I wonder what the attendance was at that game.
Oh, look it up.
Because I believe it started at noon on a work day.
Noon on a work day. Oh wow, okay. Well then, I bet. And let's see what the attendance was. I don't know if I let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, the fever. See where it's at. Okay, there we go. Yesterday, here we go. Box score 17,274 at a noon game. It started at noon. 17,200 started at noon. 17,274. That's because they moved it to the Pacers Arena. No, but still, dude. Yeah.
Because that was one of the things a lot of people were upset. I guess the Indiana, or like, it could have been a lot better, but it's noon on a Wednesday.
Yeah. The Sky and the Dream, 9,000. 9,000 to go see Angel Reese, who had a good game, by the way. She always has a good game. 11 points and 13 rebounds. Another double-double for her. She's an excellent player. But, again, she's not the draw, dude. Aces and the Storm. 12,500. That's pretty good. That's Seattle. Seattle's kind of fanatical. They got a good team, too. They're 14-8. Yeah, and Aces, Storms. That's basically two of the best teams in the league, but still 12,000, not 17, Wings and Mercury, 11,600. Let's see. No, I think you're right on 330 for that one, but that's a West Coast one, so that's why. So it is 1230 for them. Yeah. Liberty and Sun yesterday. Attendance 8,900. Okay. Nobody has 17,000, bro. Noon game. I mean, if you deny what the impact of Caitlin Clark, we always talk about a Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. And, when we start thinking about a Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night, I got one from last night. Let's go to it. Hit it, Sean.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
She sells more jerseys in the league. She sells more tickets than anyone in the league. She's the number one draw in the league. She's the number one rookie in the league. And last night she had 29 points on an incredibly efficient 7 of 14, 5 of 9 from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 13 assists, and 5 steals. Her name is Caitlin the Bank Clark. Okay? From now on, she is called the Bank. Why? She is the bank. All right? She banks it all the time, whether we're talking about in the hoop or we're talking about the register. Doesn't matter. The cash register or the hoop. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Caitlin Clark is the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
All right. I mean, seriously, dude. That woman she's a powerhouse. Colombia was also playing 9 men at that point. They were holding to a dear life in those five. They still had great chances, Ray. They still had great chances. They could have scored easily 3 goals in that game. Easily. It's blasphemy that we ever lost to Penn State. Yep. That's right. I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors, but I think that Johnson is overrated. And when I die, I expect to find him laughing. Anyway, let's see. Caitlin Clark has sold more Fever jerseys in one day than the Cowboys sold last year for the entire team. I don't know about that, but she has sold a lot, bro. Sold a lot. A lot of Dolphin fans forget or don't know that Buffalo was kicking our asses those seasons consistently. Yeah, dude, of course. Yeah, our Dolphins have had this trouble. You know, they blame it on Tua, but trouble has been going on forever, bro. Forever. It's a team thing. We haven't had the right front office, coaching staff, quarterback, team. I believe it's all in place right now. Just need a little luck, and I need the coach to mature a little bit more. I need McDaniel to become a better coach. Desperately. You know, he messes up way too much on game day. You know? I mean, seriously. When you don't know what the down is, that's bad. When you can't win a challenge, that's kind of pathetic, to be quite honest. All right, let me go to some. I do have a funny story for you guys, but let me go to some birthdays first and foremost. Let's start off with musicians. All right, Little Kim, born on this date in 1975, the rapper. We go with also Richie Sambora, guitarist for Bon Jovi, born on this date in 1959. Susanna Vega. My name is Luca. I live on the second floor. Anyway, Susanna Vega is born on this date in 1959. We move on to Bonnie Pointer, singer, R&B group, Pointer Sisters, Slow Hand. There we go. She was born in 1951. Jeff Hanna from the country rock band, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Mr. Bojangles, born in 1949 on this date. Who else? Born. That's it for musicians. Let's go with birthdays on this date from some famous people that are out there. Justin Chambers, TV actor, 54. Kind of a pain in the ass in Grey's Anatomy, I got to say, Justin. His role, that is, in Grey's Anatomy. Kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see. Lisa Rinna with the big lips. She is 61. Give her credit. She does take care of herself. What else? Celebrating birthdays today is Giorgio Armani. He is 90 years old. Mindy Sterling, movie actress, is 71. Caroline Wozniacki, tennis player, is 34 years old. Joey Boza, football player, is 29. Oops, I'm sorry. He must have gotten injured just by saying his birthday. You got any wrestlers there, sir? Huh? Old school? You're going old schoolist? What do you got?
All right, so we'll start with the oldest one. The Crusher was born in 1926 on this date.
Wow.
The Destroyer was born in 1931 on this date.
Damn.
Now we'll work toward the current list. Mike Enos turned 61. Hacksaw Butch Reed was born on this date in 1954. Sadly, we lost him in 2021. Tyson Kidd is 44 today. Jeff Cobb, AEW star, is 42. Those are your wrestling birthdays for July 11th.
All right. Chad says, do you think the U.S. men's national team will land Klopp? Can I tell you something, Chad? I've given up on the U.S. men's national team. I'll just watch, and it's just I'm tired. It's just one coach after another that they fail with, and so I don't have any hope for any players, any coaches, and nothing. The day they become good, then I'll be happy and fine. But I'm no longer looking forward to this player or that coach or this system or this change in the organization or the change in this structure. Dude, I've watched soccer grow in this country while our men's national team can't. Just think about that, Chad. Just think about that. Just marinate on that shit. Our kids have grown up. I've watched you worked with me back in the day. As I've mentioned before, as I was growing up, I had very few people that I could talk soccer, especially local soccer, which is what I mostly follow. I could never talk with the most people around me about local soccer unless I ran into Michelle Kaufman or somebody, because none of them follow it. But then the producers were the ones that were following the Premiership. They're the ones that are, following the Bundesliga. They're the ones that are watching the UEFA, and they're the ones watching Copa and all that kind of stuff. And so now all those kids that grew up watching soccer, playing FIFA, they're the ones that are the real soccer fans now. They're in their 40s and 30s and 20s now. And so we've watched our MLS league grow up to 30. They outdraw on average, folks, more than the NBA and the NHL. I don't know if you know that, per game. Okay. So you have higher average attendance now for MLS games than you do for the NHL and NBA. You have 30 teams in the MLS. You have soccer on international soccer on multiple networks or platforms or whatever, and bars all over the country full to watch all of these international matches. And yet the national team is not any better and probably worse than my favorite teams in the mid-90s. Because to this day, I still will take Marcelo Balboa and all those cats over anything that we've got going on right now. So how is it that we grew up a whole bunch of soccer fans? They watch it. They go to bars. The kits are everywhere, dude. People wearing Liverpool shirts and Man U shirts and Barcelona shirts and Milan shirts and everywhere, bro. I see them everywhere. How is it that the MLS has grown so much? How is it that the MLS has grown so much? It's now starting to bring some of the best players in the world here now. And yet, the U.S. national team makes no progress whatsoever at all. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Nay. In fact, to steal the line from Point Break. In fact, what you've accomplished is squat. I've given up. I'm done. So whenever they show up and they start to play well, I'm going to still watch anyway, but I'm not building myself. I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm done with the U.S. national team. Done. That's all. That's it. So they figure it out. I'll be here. But outside of that, I have no hope for them. I have no hope for any of their players. I have no hope for any of their coaches. I don't have a hope at all. I'm done with them. The U.S. national team and the Marlins. The only difference is I'll torture myself at least and watch the U.S. men's national team. I will not watch the Marlins anymore. It's the weirdest thing. Soccer has made so many inroads in our country, except for our national team. Our women's team is fantastic. DJ says, bro, I'm with you. Still can't watch the Fiesta Bowl. Butch Davis did the same thing in 2000, lost to Washington, stopped giving it to Portis in the second half, ended up losing the game. Yeah, but we were, I mean, the Fiesta Bowl, that was the best. To me, that's the greatest Hurricanes team ever. The one that lost the Fiesta Bowl is the greatest Hurricanes team ever. Better than 2001, better than 87, better than 91. The 86 team, for me, was the greatest Canes team ever. Like, they had no business losing at all to Penn State. They lost that game out of pure stupidity by the head coach. Pure stupidity and ignorance. The worst coaching I have ever seen in a game in my entire life. This guy, Pete Carroll, made one bad decision in not giving it a Lynch. Cristobal made a bad decision not taking a knee. But this dude was some kind of special, stupid mother effer. He watched a quarterback throw 9 interceptions in 8 quarters in the 2 biggest games of that man's career. I'm talking about Vinny Testaverde's career. And to allow that to happen from beginning to end in both games, I almost let you slide in the Sugar Bowl. But for you to allow it to happen in the Fiesta Bowl, no, man, no. I can't. No. There's no way. There's no way that will ever be forgiven, accepted. Nothing. I'll never forgive that man for that. Just like I'll never forgive what he did to Marino. Never. Ever. Because it was spiteful. Spiteful or stupid. The Marino stuff was spiteful. The Vinny Testaverde stuff was catastrophically, monstrifically. It's not a word, right? But I made it up. Stupid. Anyway. I see more soccer jerseys being worn in South Florida than Dolphin jerseys, as many as hard or as I find it hard to believe. Not really, because we have a lot of international people here that don't give a shit about the NFL. Colombians and Brazilians, and they all don't follow the Dolphins, but they all follow their national teams, and they all follow their club teams. All of them, pretty much. 99% of them, put it that way. So, yeah, most Brazilians we got a lot of Brazilians here, bro. We got a lot of Haitians in town. A lot of them don't give a shit about the NFL. We're a different kind of melting pot. So nothing will ever match the excitement of the 92 Dream Team, especially being 16 at the time. Yeah, that's perfect timing for you. That is true. I've got all the cups, the 7 Were you 7-Eleven or Burger King or McDonald's? They're McDonald's cups. I have the Dream Team cups. I think I should sell it. Big O, I drank the Jimmy Johnson Kool-Aid too. All he had to do was give the ball to Alonzo Highsmith, the Len Marino, do his thing, and he's a Miami legend. Unbelievable. Yep. Yeah. It's the phoniest Kool-Aid that there is in town. Anybody that tells you that he's that good, you're full of shit, dude. All right, let's go with music history. Today on July 11th in 2014, drummer and producer Tommy Ramone of the Ramones died at the age of 65 from cancer. In 75 on this date, Fleetwood Mac released their second self-titled album. It was the first album featuring songwriting couple Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. In 82, Phil Collen, the guitarist from glam rock band Girl, joined Def Leppard, replacing Pete Willis, who was fired for drinking too much. In 99, Limp Bizkit started a 3-week run at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with their first ever U.S. chart topper, Significant Other. In 2000, Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich was the first witness to testify at a Senate hearing over copyright law issues concerning free sharing of music files on websites like Napster and mp3.com. In 1987, Heart had the number 1 song in the country with their ballad, Alone. In 1990, on this date, Steven Adler was fired from Guns N' Roses because of his drug use. He was replaced by Matt Sorum, who was previously in the Cult. And that's what happened today in music history. Do you remember Jenny Finch? The pitcher, the softball pitcher. Good-looking girl, too, on top of all of that, if you remember. But super talented. Like, she wasn't just a good-looking woman. She was a hell of a pitcher. So she ended up marrying Casey Daigle, a former major league pitcher. And apparently they have a son. No, but it goes with our subject. Okay? So the son became a pitcher, a baseball pitcher. Now, he didn't become a softball pitcher like his mom, who is Jenny. I saw Jenny Finch strike out, I think it's Mike Piazza. I want to say. You can look it up. It's on YouTube somewhere. Jenny Finch strikes out MLBer. And it'll come up. And if somebody search it and tell me if it's Mike Piazza, why do I want to say Jenny Finch struck out Mike Piazza? But anyway, so she married Casey Daigle. Remember our earlier conversation, if you've been with us, about about sons or daughters of former greats. So a prep baseball Louisiana star. Last month, the prospect's name is Ace Daigle. He's the son of Finch and husband Casey Daigle, who's a former major league pitcher. This Daigle, Sean, is 6'8", 225 pounds, throws in the 83-87 mile range, will be a senior at Sulphur High School in Louisiana next spring. All right? So they got a video of the kid and all that kind of stuff. And so they're talking about him, obviously, because he might be a prospect. So I was looking it up. Do you remember Casey Daigle as a pitcher in the majors? Why? Because Casey Daigle only played a little bit in 04, a little bit in 06, and in 2010. He had an ERA of 7.16. In 71 innings, he had 30 strikeouts. In 71 innings, he allowed 102 hits. In 71 innings, he had 39 walks. So safe to say, Casey Daigle sucked. So his son might be better than his dad. So he's the son has potential. Going off of our conversation. Oh man. All right. Anyway. She struck out a bunch of people?
Apparently she struck out Albert Pujols.
Okay, there you go.
I'm trying to see right here. Apparently says she struck out Barry Bonds. I haven't watched the whole video through.
Remember, you're closer.
Yeah, no, it's a whole lot of movement.
It's a different
there's quite a few major leaguers. If you look up Jenny Finch striking out Major League Baseball player, there's about 12 or 13 videos out there.
I mean, there's a lot of stupid information in my head. Okay. But it's accurate more often, not always, obviously, because I'm going to make mistakes. I'm a human being, but yeah. And by the way, don't forget you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. You can even make a Bitcoin donation, and the ice has been broken on the Venmo as they made the first Bitcoin donation there. Ray made the first Bitcoin donation ever on Venmo, which is pretty cool. Never got that. It was always on Cash App. So Cash App or Venmo, that's Cash Big O Show, and we get 100% of the donation there. You can send it anytime, anywhere. Send a question, comment, insult, all kinds of good stuff there on Cash App or Venmo, and we always appreciate it. Thank you all out there. We have a new game that we are going to play. In life, sometimes you ask yourself, what the F were you thinking? Right? Sometimes you just wonder what people are, we see these psychotic Bills fans. They're diving on tables that are lit on fire, and you're like, what the F were you thinking? People, they stand next to a bison and they want to take a selfie, and then the bison attacks them. And then you're like, what the F were you thinking? Right? Now, you kind of get how the game goes. Well, then, this is how it goes.
What the F were you thinking? In a world that doesn't make sense, you can only expect some people to lack common sense.
Yeah, I believe the world is flat.
What the F were you thinking?
Today we have traded for Kyle Lowry.
What the F were you thinking?
Our town just suffered a lot of damage after this hurricane. It's really about time for Miami to stop calling itself the Hurricanes.
What the F were you thinking, huh? Now, let's attempt to figure out, understand, comprehend the moment some of us take that notorious stupid pill.
What the F were you thinking?
All right. Yesterday in the Copa, and I get it, frustrations, they build up, the anger, all that. It's a game, okay? But you got calmer heads must prevail, and you've got to use your head, too, on top of all of that. The Uruguay players yesterday, for some stupid reason, felt like they had to get into a fight, whether family members or not, or whatever, were involved or not, or whatever. But going into the stands to start fighting the fans, that's just the dumbest thing in the world. That's the moment where I have to tell you, what the hell were you thinking? Or what the were you thinking? You're putting yourself at risk, injuries. By the way, a lot of those players make a lot of money as it is. You had your chances. Luis Suarez choked like a dog. You had opportunities. You hit the post. It's your fault. And then they go down a man. You've been gifted a second half of having an advantage, and you still couldn't take advantage of that. So I get you're frustrated, but going into the stands, you open yourself up for lawsuits. You open yourself up for serious injury. You open up yourself for a career-threatening injury. You just never know what could happen in the stands. You just never know. We just talked about it earlier on the show when we talked about DEFCON 1, 2, and then we remembered that baseball fans in the West Coast put each other into comas. Okay? Who the hell thinks you're going to a baseball game and you're going to end up in a coma? Nobody thinks shit like that. So, I mean, the Uruguay national team, you had an awesome run through La Copa. Great run. You got to use your head, man. You can't go into the stands. And those Colombians are loaded with so much aguardiente that it's over, bro. Don't go in there. They're not going to be thinking straight. Uruguay national team. What the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? Okay.
That's embarrassing.
That's what it is. I really thought we were about to get Big O Bingo. Let's see. I'm with you 100%. Jimmy was just too arrogant. It's a stupid decision. Unbelievable. Will never forgive Jimmy for that. Yes. I remember those McDonald's Dream Teams cups. I would literally eat a McDonald's at least 3 times a week to collect them all. Jordan was the hardest one. I was so happy. I got 3 Jordans. How about that? How much Bitcoin do you want to give me for a Jordan McDonald's cup? Who wants one? How much Bitcoin are you going to give me? Let's see. Zaire, Dwayne Wade's son, is struggling and playing, I think, in China. Oh, he is? I didn't know. But good for him. At least he went overseas and he's trying to make his own way. Not like this embarrassing thing that LeBron is, dude, he is, I've never seen a superstar that's such a little bitch. He's in China now? Okay. The McCall Black Bears. ABL. Yeah, I don't know.
The league is spelled AS.
Is that Australian?
In basketball league.
Is that Australia? Because Australian leagues are pretty big.
It is the professional men's basketball league in East Asia.
Oh, okay.
Which would make sense because isn't that
and
Dwayne's shoes?
And he's got those shoes. Yeah. What are they called? I have a pair of his. They're actually very comfortable, by the way. I forgot the name of the brand of his shoes. I have a pair of his. I bought a pair of Wade's. They're really cool and they're really comfortable. I don't use them much. I think I've used them once actually so far. I will only use them in special events or something like that. I'm gonna take care of those. Those are. It's funny how we treat some of our sneakers like shoes nowadays, like how you used to treat your Florshimes, or whatever going out shoes from back in the day that you'd only use them for certain like events. I'm going to this wedding. I'm going to these quinces. I'm going to this, funeral. I'm going to somewhere that, Way of Wade. Li Ying. That's it. That's the one. Those are it. The Li Nings. That's it. The Li Nings. I have a really nice pair of Li Nings. They cost me like, let's say like $80 or something like that. But they're nice, man. They're nice. They're really nice. Really nice. I'm not one of those guys that's going to spend hundreds of dollars on shoes. That was already a lot for me as it is. Okay. Tony Zagales, you are a stud. Sending in a little Bitcoin. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you. On a dip, too, which is very nice of you, sir. Very nice. Thank you, Tony. Let me see what you wrote there for McDonald's Jordan Cup. That is awesome. That's fantastic. That is funny. You know what I was thinking? I should come up with a site and then put some of that memorabilia stuff that I have And I need to kind of clear out the clutter because it's too much stuff that I have. I should do some of that and put it out there. Put it out there. Yeah, but I don't want to do it on the show one. I have to open a new one, I guess. Oh, can you like separate? Could they have sections? They do. I don't know anything, dude. I don't know anything about this. I'm learning
I'm
along
just
the
thinking
way.
of like different arts and craft. You have, sublimation. You have the
That one
different
is-
types of arts to where they separate them. I gotta believe that's that.
Because that one's big old radio show. This is not the business. This wouldn't be part of the business. It's personal stuff that I could get rid of. You know what I mean? That I think people would be interested in that kind of stuff. Actually, let's see. People that bought those Yeezys deserve a what the F you're. Yeah. There's that segment is going to be a popular segment because we're going to be able to do it for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So
What the f were you thinking?
exactly. That's it. That's what we were talking about right there. All right, folks. We NorCal in. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? NorCal's a maniac. Just send me a text. NorCal, you are a trip. Anyway, Steve Calabro will join us next week. He is out of the building, and we thank Steve Calabro as always. And, of course, the Brunetti family for supporting our program. We will be at Acura Pembroke Pines tomorrow. So if you want to join us at 15601 Pines Boulevard, come on by and say hi. Appreciate you all as always. We thank, Steve Calabro, the Brunetti family, Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, as always, getting it done. And we thank all of you out there that tuned in. Please visit our sponsors. Please smash the hell out of the like button. Support us by visiting our merchandise shop. Or, of course, if your business wants to be a part of our platform, we got football season coming up. We're planning some stuff, pre- and post-game shows, home games, doing pre- and post-game shows, all that kind of stuff. So reach out to us at our business line, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. That's our business line. If your business wants to be a part of our platform and reach a lot of fans internationally, nationally, statewide, and all throughout South Florida, you can reach them at all levels here on our platform. We appreciate all of you out there, however it is you support our platform. We'll see you tomorrow morning from Acura Pembroke Pines. Same time, same place, same bat channel.